Test, test, test. Test, test. Okay, now everything's connected. Sorry about that. Still having trouble. Let me just go ahead and open up, I think, one last thing. Where's the snipping tool? Oh, it should be up here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Just nothing decided to open up as it was supposed to. Ooh. I'm sorry, I forgot I had a bunch of DeviantArt tabs open. Let me just run through these real quick. That one's good. That's pretty good. I'll skip it though. That one's nice. That one's nice. That one's nice. That's pretty good. It's not doing too much for me though. Is this AI? You gotta be careful with that these days. The eyes look good. The fingers look good. There's like an intention to everything, so I'm gonna guess that it's real. Yeah, I think everything's real. Okay. Sometimes it's really confusing. I saw one that was like a pencil sketch that ended up being AI. And the only reason I could tell was because like they had like another piece of art that was almost the exact same pose. And I was like, why would they do two of the exact same drawings? And then there was like a patch that was like uncolored, or like half of it was colored and half of it wasn't colored. And there was no reason for that. So then I looked at the other artworks, and then it like, as soon as I clicked on the biography, it was like, oh, I'm an AI enthusiast. It's like, brother, please. Which I mean, thankfully they admit it, because sometimes they don't. And that's what really drives me nuts, is just like whenever they don't admit to it. And it's like extremely obvious. That's the one that really drives me nuts. If they're like not too obvious, then it's fine. You know, like they get away with it. Or it's not even fine, but you know what I mean. But like whenever it's like super obviously AI art, and then they don't admit it, that's what drives me like so nuts. Because then it's just like they didn't even care enough to like to lie, make a good lie, to come up with some kind of like logic that's like, oh, actually I'm just testing things. I'm actually just playing around, just seeing what the thing can do. And especially whenever they're like turning it into like a business, you can see that they're like selling stuff. Anyways, that's me ranting about AI. That's over. All right. So today we're gonna get started working on this piece. We're gonna finish up the last little bit of Pews, I think. I know that this time I definitely left notes on my YouTube, so let me go and do that. I probably should have just posted it on like Discord or something, but give me just 2 seconds. Hang on a second, I'm sorry. I just lost my train of thought. I saw one of those like VTubers, and like it was like the person who actually like plays the VTuber, and they ended up being really attractive, which makes you confused, because like every single one of the comments you'll see on a VTuber is like, you know that it's an old man doing it, or you know, like, you know, it's like a guy doing this. And it's like, I mean, one, it's just a fantasy. Like, don't think too hard about it. Like, I don't think people who are watching it are under the assumption that the character that they're playing is actually who's behind the camera. Otherwise, there would be no need for the VTuber at all. They would just be like, oh, just stream yourself if you're actually an anime girl. One second. But I mean, even in the case of like Iron Mouse, like that's the one that like comes to mind when I think about it. It's like sometimes people just aren't able to exist out in the normal world without it being a huge health concern, and this is their way of getting around it. And I don't think that's everybody, but you know, like there's people who are maybe attractive and have a reason to not want to show their face out in public. Like VTubers don't necessarily have to be. It's like the opposite of wish fulfillment. It's like they want it to not make any sense, because they think I don't know, it's cringe or something. Oh, Childish Gambino released a song. Neat. Why am I having so much trouble? There we go. All right, more work on the pews. I'm suffering. Please save me. Finish the rest of the pews and move on to the walls. It does not tell me what that means. Remind me later. Did I write it in the notes, maybe? Nope. Notes are still the same as they ever were. I'm gonna take off the moonlight because I know for a fact we took that off. Also, just the notes, I added a little bit of detail here. I noticed that for some reason, all of these had like texture to it. All of these like little different paths of light from the windows have texture to them. But this tiny little bit in the corner did not. And I added it like in between streams. So like that's just a detail I want to let you guys know about. All I did was just, you know, the same kind of erasing, adding. Nothing too crazy. Take off the little glow on his head. I'm gonna take Omar out. I think that's also something we need. That's gonna need to be fixed. I never noticed that there's a huge patch right there. Let me double check the audio. Test. I forgot, I can't see the audio if I'm not yapping. And also, I did not change the camera, so give me 2 seconds. This is a really fun part. You get to see me just stare at the camera. Or stare at like the settings of a camera. Focus, that can stay automatic. I don't do too much movement, so. Except when I'm stretching. White balance, I like to tweak this myself. Make it a lot more orange. A little bit less, just a touch less. Still just a touch less. It's not very good at fine tuning. That's good. Bump up the brightness. No, let's take down the brightness. No, actually, let's leave it like right there, and then just bump up the contrast. Pick up the saturation. Way too much. I think that's good. Yeah, we're gonna leave the camera like that. That's good camera. All right, let's put this back to full screen. All right, so what did I mean by finishing up the details? Finishing up the pews. I'm just noticing that I painted it around Omar. There's a huge gap where Omar is. I don't have to fix that, but it is kind of funny that I did that. I guess I was trying to save some time, but it's a little silly. Like this area right here, you can see that I just drew around him. I don't know why I did that, but I'll leave it. Hello. I don't think my pen died, but it's acting like it died, which is annoying. Maybe like plug it in for like 2 seconds and then plug it out and see what happens. Okay. Plugged it right back out. Now it's working just fine. I'm starting to think that it has like, it thinks that it's out of battery. Like there's something inside of the pen that's like tweaking. It's just losing its mind. So as soon as it like detects that it's nearly out of battery, it just shuts itself off, even when there's still plenty of battery in it. And I think that's what's been driving me nuts. Okay. Okay, so I remember now. This is one of the things that I wanted to do was add a lot of more shadow on everything. I think maybe I'm just tired of working on the pews, but I think I'm gonna leave that there for now. I think I'm gonna just jump right into the working on the walls. Actually, I might just work on the carpet first because this has always been bugging me, like how rough it is. Is also the shadow included in that? Why does it look like that? 1 second. Carpets. Carpets with just one shade. We're gonna grab that shade. It's picking up blue for whatever reason. Just a second. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. I'm gonna like actually even things out in just a second. I'm gonna fill that in red because I see that there's like a little patch of blue coming through. Okay. Then we're gonna erase it. Let's use the hard line tool. So I just want like a little gap for the, you know, between the door and then the carpet. Okay. Just can I straighten this out just a little tweak? Just a twinge? Okay. I'm gonna pick up the size of it. I'm gonna go like 60. It's like a little bit of distance between the pews. Okay, that's perfect. Then also erase like where it goes way past. There we go. Yeah, now it's all smooth. And then I think this is from, okay, so this is from that layer. And then this is probably like the second layer. Okay, this is its, oh no, that's actually, it's not its own thing. This is interesting. I don't want to do this. Give me a second to just ponder the orb. By the way, I don't even like Starbucks. I just, they have like a good location. Like they have like a location that's really close by and a lot of people go there, and I like to like people watch a little bit. Like I've gone to other coffee shops and it's just like very boring people. At least this coffee shop's like people around my age will go there sometimes, occasionally. It's still mostly old people because it's a Starbucks, but occasionally you get like somebody relatively my age that's like just chilling, and I'm like, okay, this feels like a place where people like me usually congregate. As somebody with very little, what's the word I'm thinking of? Sociability. It's just like very comforting to have like a coffee shop. It used to be like a really nice comic book shop that comic book / coffee shop that I used to chill out at. And my favorite thing was they had like events, so they would have like they had like a Rocky Horror picture show showing. That was like one of my favorite things that I've ever gone to. Although the actual like video sucked. Like it was a projector, the audio was so quiet, you could barely see it. It was just such a bad like system, but it was nice, you know. Like it was nice seeing the show for the first time in like a LGBT themed event. I mean, it's Rocky Horror. Like if there's one thing that's like LGBT themed, it's that. Should be that. There's one in, like, I think Raleigh that I'm thinking about going to. Is it the same color? Yeah. Okay. Trying to picture how to do this in a way that feels right. Ooh, actually, hold on. That's a really nice muted tone. I like that. Like it's a really like, what's the word? For some reason, dehydrated's coming to mind. Desaturated? I think that might be what I'm looking for. Look, it's like a really desaturated maroon kind of red that I think is beautiful for this like area. I'm wondering if maybe like a little peak of the red could come through, like the bright red could come through.
Beautiful.
Or is that too distracting? I think it might be too distracting personally. Just to play with things for a little bit. What would it look like if I just made like a soft little gradient? Oh, it's nice. It's a soft gradient. I usually avoid the airbrush, but man, sometimes it does just do the job perfect. Sometimes an airbrush is exactly what you're looking for. Oh my goodness, what's happening? Hello. I think the pen's glitching again. Or maybe it is out of battery and I have no idea what I'm talking about. Who knows? Make the brush a little smaller. want to add a little bit of texture to it too, so I'm gonna use the little chalk brush that I always use, my trusty little chalk brush. I'm gonna like dust it out a little far. We're gonna make it a little scratchy too, just keep that texture somewhat in there. And we're gonna dial it back into. Oop, what? Okay, never mind. I clicked it twice. That's what confused. Like I just confused myself. That happens. Not a very smart lad. Very easy to confuse me. But have good meaning, I think. I hope. Okay. Just a little bit. Just like that. Then I'm gonna take the brush. Just smooth it out a little bit. Just a mix of the two textures. Just a little bit of the rough, a little bit of the smooth. There we go. Interesting, interesting. Now this is gonna be the hard part, to getting this to work. Because this makes sense in my head. I mean, it's not good because there's no separation between the wall and the floor, and then there's no like shadow underneath the pews. What if I make it higher? Like, what if I really make it dark? I'm gonna turn this off for a second. So I'm gonna do one more multiply. But we're gonna choose a real dark color. Maybe even like a reddish tone, just to like contrast really well, hopefully. Oh, there we go. Interesting. And then we can tweak that down like to a more reasonable tone. This is just gonna be a shadow for the pews. Why am I not just using the straight line tool? I do this to myself every time. Okay. Oop, don't know what I just did. Okay. So from here, I'm gonna try doing like just like penciling it in, freehanding it in. I don't know what I'm talking about. So just like, let's see. Ooh, what we should also maybe do is make this also a gradient. We're gonna tweak it. So what I'm gonna do, hold on, let's... What are you doing? Make this a multiply. 80%. You go to 100. What are you doing? Perfect. All right, and then we put an erase layer on top of it. We're just gonna try this out for a second. and then just soften it as it goes along. Because shadows usually fade as they go along. Something to consider. I'm gonna turn that off for now. Just focus on like getting the shape right. Then we could worry about all the other little fun stuff. Actually, I might need to pull out the moonlight for this part, just to see if I can get the angle just about right. Let me pull out the moonlight. Okay, so I do think it follows the angle pretty okay. Well, how far would it go if I like truly 100% follow the angle? Because you know, I like to be flexible in these kind of things, so I don't really follow everything one-to-one. Oops, that's not an eraser. Sorry, that is an eraser, but that's not what I need. So if I was following exactly with the line, probably look like this. Oh, hold on, let me turn on for the moonlight now. So it'd probably reach all the way out there. So let's just try it for a little bit. We can trim it down later. Nope, that's not a... If we follow that line, it'd probably be like right here. You can tell like the red shadow is coming up a lot more in that section. We're gonna trim it down and just like we did before. There we go. Get a straight line tool. Trim the tops just to be around this area. Just like that. You're witnessing a man who understands very little about how shadows work, doing his very best. There we go. Okay, and then let's turn this on. Oh, that's too far. I'm gonna just delete it and make a new erase layer. Maybe he is out of battery. But this plugging it in and plugging it out method is working pretty well, so I'm gonna keep doing it. And make it bigger. Oop. Too hard. Yeah, I don't know. I think the soft brush is a little too noticeable there. Would it be like make the whole thing like a soft shadow, just to play around a bit? Because I might delete this almost immediately, but we'll see. And then maybe the only other thing I'm missing is just like lowering the opacity, like just making the entire thing. Ooh, it's kind of nice seeing the light underneath the pew. I'm gonna need a shadow underneath the lads too. At least just this guy, because he's the only one close enough to like notice that he does or doesn't have a shadow. What's going on there? Why is it not showing up? Oh, the erase layer underneath. Okay. Hello? Oh, the pencil's dying again. And we get like 10 seconds. Okay. So, while I wait for the pen to charge up a little bit, this past week I have done nothing too exciting. I just went to a few festivals in our local town. They were like indie festivals, so like just indie music playing, people drinking, lots of food trucks. The food trucks were good. The stalls of people like selling stuff were really nice. I got me a book. Hold on. Bam. Let me see if it shows up on camera. Yeah. This is How You Lose the Time War. It seems like a really fun like sci-fi kind of like head puzzle, but not like a head puzzle that's like too big-headed, you know, like not too many big words as far as I can tell. Like it feels almost like young adult-ish. I've heard it the like plot summary from like Cloud Cuckoo Country on YouTube. He had like a book club about it. So I know what the premise is, but we'll see. I'm not a big reader, so don't count on me reading that anytime soon. But I got it for like $5, somewhere around that area. The people who ran the stall were really nice. Yeah. As far as like books, you know, like I'm very picky about books, so having one that I recognize the name of and I knew would be like, actually that's kind of, you know, something that scratches my brain a little bit, you know, like that's actually something that interests me. That was kind of a nice experience. It was there for like 2 days, so I went before work twice in a row. What's funny is like the music kind of sucked, and I don't want to like down the people too much, so I'm not gonna name them, but there was a lot, especially the guy singers. The guy singers were really just like, man, they tried so hard to hit high notes, and they weren't even close. Like it was just, you know, like ha, and it's just like you kind of just had to like eat your food and drink, just thinking like, yep, that was they tried. They were doing something. You know, like I don't want to down on it too much because it's not like I'm singing. You know, like it's not like I'm gonna get up there and try to sing better than they can. But man, like and it sucks because like I also heard some people in the crowd like saying like, man, they should have not come, and I'm just like, oh, don't do that too. You know, all you really need is just like pretty decent music whenever you're at like those big festivals that are run by like a town. You're not like, you know, nobody's going there for like a specific band. They're just all hired for their time, that kind of thing. As long as you show up and you play music decently enough, then they're gonna pay you no matter what. Hang on 1 second. Wait, this is an erase layer. Why is it doing that? What? That doesn't make any sense. Erasing something that doesn't exist does that? Oh, I see what's happening. Okay. Why did it switch layers? Here you go, like a little shout out for this guy. think overall I just need to lower the opacity as well. Yeah, just like that. I'm just wondering why it's not feeling right to me. Not sure. Okay, whatever. We're gonna just keep working. I'm gonna delete that original layer. Okay. I think I'm gonna redo that layer that was above it. Oh god. There he is with his ice cream, just coming right in my room. Not saying hello. Not shutting the door behind him. Oh, does he show up on camera? Yeah, there he is. Hold on. Let me grab my phone. I can just use a flashlight. Oh, do I not have my phone? No, I don't. Hold on 1 second. Alright, now I'm back. 1 second. Oh, there he is. Yep, you can see him now. There he is, the criminal. The absolute savage. Just over there in his little corner, just eating ice cream. How could you, man? I thought you were better than this. He's fine. He's happy as can be right now. I just like bullying him sometimes. He's a sweet dog. It's technically not my dog, but he stays here, so. And I love him. I just wish he knew how to close the door and clean up after himself, but you know, you can't always get what you want. Okay, sorry about that. Had a little adventure trying to find my phone. So let's see. I'm gonna make it a multiply. Yeah, I imagined it was gonna be like completely black. I'm gonna go like, let's see, what is like a good shadowy color? Let's go like 60 for now. Oh, and let me make it like the actual eraser brush that I usually use. I kind of want this to go above the door. I think that makes the most sense. Why is there an X there? And it's moving with the camera, so I think that's... What is that? We're gonna ignore that. It's small enough that I can't notice it, so... Does it show up on... Yeah, it shows up on the stream too, so I don't know what that X is. Interesting. Interesting. Hang on. I'm gonna pop in just one of the thumbnails because the thumbnail actually has like a lot of the detail that I'm going to look for. That might not make any sense, but when I post the picture, it might make more sense. Let's see. Let's just go with the most recent. They're all the same anyways. There we go. Okay. Let's move him. Oh, almost dropping the pen. Let's move it all the way up too. There we go. So this is kind of like what I'm working towards. Just like many layers of engraving or embossing. I don't know what to call it. Yeah, probably not to that level because I think this is like a little extreme, especially for like a smaller church kind of feel. I think what we have like kind of worked out here is good enough. Maybe we can reach a little further. Let's try it. Like maybe just like one layer above, put like a nice little decoration to it. Have like a kinked little corner. And we can try to do the same on the other side. I kind of feel like I should like just combine all the layers at this point because I feel like it's trying to keep track of like all these layers of like here's the highlight, here's the background. Maybe just like the some of the background details, like combining the carpet, the door and the wall, and then like all the highlights of the wall, all the mid-tones of the wall. Like I think all those need to be one layer so I can actually like, work on them piece by piece, or like as they come along. I think maybe I don't have to include the planner. The planner could probably be on its own. Speaking of, let me go and lift that up because it's... Why is it not higher up? Is anything gonna happen if I just keep lifting it? Oh, did something happen? I'm just gonna put it above the pews. Okay, so just above the pews. Okay, yeah, it looks like it changes nothing, so we're gonna move all the planter stuff up top. Rafters? Yeah, we're gonna... rafters are okay where they are. For now. Sorry. And also just like adding texture here. Ooh, let me also bring out that church reference from like way back. It's probably gonna be here. Yeah, there it is. So yeah, there's like a... Oh, Omar, please. Thank you. Yeah, there's like a brick texture. I don't know how detailed I want that to be though. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just turn this off for a second. I'm gonna make it like a very simple brick guy that we can follow. And it doesn't have to be exact either. Starting from the floor, which would be like here. I don't know why I didn't do the whole line. Actually, do I have the reference to line around? Is it here? No. I might have deleted the original. Oh no, here's the guides. Come on, I have to have a line art somewhere in these. That's like the original. That's the one. I can kind of see it. Hang on. There we go. I'm just gonna lift this layer up. I can actually work on it. There we go. None of this has to be clean. None of this has to be perfect. Just has to be something that we can follow. Okay. Now we can turn off the guide. Where is it? There we go. Then we can keep working on it from here. So one brick would probably, to like not kill me and have like 1,000 layers of bricks, would probably be reasonably like that size. And we're gonna just try to like repeat this just by eye. It doesn't have to be perfect. I think realistically, it also wouldn't be like perfectly made stones either. Like there should be some roughness, some unevenness. That's definitely not the right size. Oh, are you finished now, criminal? Are you ready to face the camera as a repayment for your crime? Look at him. Look at him. Yeah, yes, don't lick me. He's getting tangled up in the wires. He's such a good boy. His name is Jizuke. He doesn't like this. Okay, yeah. Yes, Your Highness, I'll open the door. I'll never come back. Ever. Okay. That's enough abusing my dogs for views. Abusing my dog for views. Ah, I love that dog. Even if he's a mess. He's my mess. I don't know why I'm skipping ahead. It just feels like something I should do. The way to get it like more visually divided. I mean, it's already like a blinding pink, but nope, that does the opposite. Screen. Screen actually kind of works. Linear burn, no. Linear hard light. Hard light actually does work kind of. Darken, no. Color, no. Color dodge. Ooh, I like that. little higher. Way too high. Way too high. Actually, okay, never mind. I was about to say I'm comfortable with that, and then I immediately changed my mind. There we go. That's a little bit more comfortable. Comfortable. I'm trying to say convertible instead of comfortable. Then it should be easier from the other walls because they're just gonna have to like follow these. I think I can get 3 out of this. Just split this one in half. Yeah, we're roughly there. Some are definitely like taller than the others, but that's fine. I'm gonna need to erase this though. This one, I don't think I can split in half reasonably. There we go. A little too tall. Definitely too tall. Just right. I'm excited. In June, I have plans to go to a friend's place for a week. I did it once last year, and it was a really good time. At first, I wasn't planning on going, but then I was like, you know what? That would be fun, especially because like I felt like I was really like light on days that I could take off. But since then, I've like saved up enough that I can actually take a little trips. I'm trying to still avoid, losing all those days, at once, but we'll see. Hey, it's one of those bot accounts. Actually, they might be real. Weird. Oh, yeah, I made a post on Instagram. It's just the D&D one. It's not a very clean, refined one. It's actually kind of hard to read because it's like a really big detailed drawing, which is why I probably should have like way earlier decided to do it, but alas, not a smart man. Like posted like more work in progress shots. That way each individual piece could get its focus, but it's okay. I think what really like strangles me is like as far as like my views or whatever, is that I don't post as often. Like I think if I posted more regularly, like the algorithm would like feed me a little bit more, but it's okay. Just doing what I'm comfortable with. Trying to follow the lines, but it's really hard. Here we go. What are you coming back for? Did you miss some ice cream? What are you doing? Oh, I guess because no one's paying attention to him because I'm busy. My younger brother's busy. I'll leave it open. Until you decide you don't want to be here anymore. You can chill. Chill with me doing art. Never mind, he's gone. Just like my heart. It does remind me of like that feeling you get whenever your dog like leaves you whenever you're trying to like go to bed and they just decide like, oh, like I actually don't want to be in this room, and it's just like your soul is like crushed. It's like, why? What did I do wrong? Why does my dog hate me now? Even though they're just like bored or like they don't like the temperature. But it hurts you on the inside. There we go. Oh geez, this is gonna be tough, isn't it? I'm thinking the easiest way to do this is just like draw straight through and then just like erase. We'll try it out in just a second. I'm gonna get everything done that we need to first. Oop. These actually follow the lines pretty easily. I guess I was a little bit more conscious of where the lines are supposed to go on during this section. And it's broken. It's the windows that are tripping me up. Oop, that's not right. It's close though. Oh, this is hurting my eyes. We have reached a stage where now it hurts my eyes. Okay. Now we can start doing the little grid. Okay, so what I'm basically talking about is just erasing it like this. That would be like the quickest way to get like the brick grid that we need. But we'll see. I'm gonna wait until like it's all lined out first before I start doing the erasing. Just try to keep each line like relatively where it's supposed to go. There's a little bit of a curve to this, so I guess we have to keep conscious of that too. That's gonna be crazy, isn't it? It's a little crazy. It's okay. I'm gonna just leave it. This one should also be split into thirds. There we go. This is working for me. I like this. Please. I'm already getting tortured. This is insane. Like the amount of like lines that I'm having to put down is just driving me nuts. Okay, we got like half of it done. I want to go ahead and see how it's working out. So we're gonna switch to the eraser and just like bip, bip, bip. I'm gonna leave like the last two so we can like keep an eye on it. What the? And this is only a guide, so it doesn't have to be clean, doesn't have to be perfect, none of that. Okay, and then the next one follows the opposite one. So it looks more like a weave. I remember there was a moment in my head whenever like the layout of bricks finally like clicked in my head. I think I just said the same thing twice. Whenever like it being offset, so like it's directly in half. Well, like the pattern that we're basically working out now. And now it finally like clicked in my head like when I was like 14-ish, 15-ish, when I was just like, oh wait, they do that because, you know, like if somebody hits a brick, you know, and they're all lined up perfectly instead of like halfway like this, like for example, if they're like lined up like this, then it's much easier for there to be a break within the bond. You get what I'm saying? You feel what you picking up what I'm putting down? And there was like a nice little gratifying click whenever that finally made sense to me. I was like, oh, okay. It's fun whenever like logic just fits into place. I'm gonna do 2 at a time this time, see how that goes. I'm probably gonna ruin it immediately. I already noticed I lost track a little bit there, but we're gonna keep moving. We're gonna just keep moving, keep moving. And take this off. Oh my god! Why is it so bright? Turn it back to normal. That's still not helpful. Hold on, give me a second. Control C. Oh, press Control X, hold on. Control C. No, that's Control Z. Okay. Control V. What is that? There we go. Okay, a little bit better. We're gonna make it like a multiply. Darken. We're just gonna bring a different color because it's really dark or really bright. Hello? Oh, hold on, it's changing. Give it a second. What? Just what? Oh, it's an eraser. What is? Oh God, come on, man. Just work with me. Thank you. Too dark. Because now that makes the other line too bright. Whatever. We're gonna keep it there. There we go. There we go. Jesus, my eyes. I still feel like I could see it. Sorry about that. You could probably make a brush out of this, like a brick overlay texture, which I'm sure I have one, but I don't know. What do you want from me? I'm just a man. We're just honest men. Yeah, it's working. It's working. Can you turn on the background painting for a second? Yeah, you can tell this is gonna work. This is gonna work. Yeah, I could tell some of these squares aren't perfectly like even with each other, but it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not a perfect person. Because again, this is just a guide. We can like make it rougher. We can make it just uneven. We could say like the people who are building the church, maybe they had a little bit to drink and that's why things are uneven. It's fine. You know, like we can make it work. Make our own reason as to why it's not like perfectly even. Oh, I know what that is. That's the spot assist tool. That's what it is. Yep. Even when it's off, for some reason, it's still technically there. That's really annoying. I could probably delete it, but I'm a little too afraid to do that. So we're going to act like it's not there. Okay. Keep working. No distractions. Keep working. Work. This is like a very like mind-numbing part. Because it's just like getting used to the pattern. I almost messed it up. I lost track. Some fat little bricks there. I'm doing like 4 layers at once. We're gonna see if I can keep up. I skipped one. Oh, that's right. Here we go. We just need to do that twice as much. Oh god. Oh god, this is gonna suck. And I have no one to blame but myself. I'm probably gonna go to 9:30, maybe 10ish. I'm feeling decent on energy. And I know this is gonna take a while, so we're just gonna keep working. Am I skipping things that could easily save me time? Probably. Oop. Almost feels right. There we go. I'm also gonna like make sure I get started. Is that good? Is that gonna make everything much? I think that's good. Oh, there's a little bump on my tablet from when I stabbed it. It's struggling. Let's just move it slightly to the right. Much better. Oh, it's snapping on here too for some reason. That's weird. Why is it doing that? So annoying. What in the world? That's so upsetting. Now, is this gonna split half? Well, yeah, it's okay. I think trying to get that to work in the thirds is gonna be really crazy. Wait, hold on. Just to make sure. Maybe that's gonna be a little bit too noticeable if I do it like this. We're just gonna test this and just undo it. I just want to see how it's gonna line up. Oh, it does get noticeably bigger. Let's zoom out really far away. Let's see. Full picture, yeah. Let's just full page it. I don't know. I think it's not big enough of a difference, and it's not too noticeable. We're gonna just keep going. See, I think in this section, what I was doing was splitting it into thirds. But I don't think that's necessary. I can't see the whole thing. There we go. So it is getting wider, but not by too harsh of a degree. Like it's not like insanely wider. I don't think, but we'll see. I suppose. There we go. It looks like a minesweeper. But before I continue on, I want to make sure I get these also done. Just like started so we can like keep in mind how long it's and everything's supposed to be. And just like slowly get wider. Just make sure it's not too noticeable. I'm thinking I'm actually keeping it like really even, and that's not what I was trying to do. Like I'm trying to get things wider and wider, wider, but I think I'm keeping things like strangely consistent. There we go. I think I'm gonna get it now. So, one topic that's kind of in the back of my head while I'm working, I was reading. That's really funny. I was watching a little video series, and a couple of people have done this. Is like try to list out all the punk genres. So cyberpunk is the obvious one. Then steampunk is another one. But I don't know if I like really. I feel like there needs to be like a combination, like some kind of like rule book to it made, because like it really feels sloppy right now. Like how people like. One of the ones that I noticed was like castle punk, which is just like castles. Everything's castle. Like it's really confusing how that's even considered a genre. Like cyberpunk is very clear. It's like cyber, like kind of like that loss of reality, whether or not you're a robot or cyborg, that kind of like, those kind of like hard themes are very clear. And, like they usually need like a one key product, like one key story where like everybody agrees like, oh yeah, that's like definitionally cyberpunk, like cyberpunk is obviously cyberpunk. Blade Runner is obviously cyberpunk. Hold on, that line doesn't, I don't like that one. That's good. I think it's exactly the same this time, and I'm just moving on. There we go. It gets a little bit more progressively. Gets progressively more big. Am I saying words correctly? What's happening? But yeah, like one of the ones is like Afropunk, which I think is really neat. I think it's a nice little genre. It hasn't had like a lot of properties. Everybody points towards Wakanda, but I know that there's also like a book series that I remember. I think it's like Empress or something like that. It was like a young adult novel that came out like 2 years ago. It might have been like 5 years, but it just feels like it hasn't been a very long time. So like I know Afropunk actually does exist, and I'm wondering if there should be like a conglomerate of like a lot of just like those genres mixed together. And I think what Afropunk would be is like African mythology mixed with like either fantasy or sci-fi, which kind of makes it a little bit harder to pin down. Like is it Wakanda is kind of both, I guess. It's like fantasy and sci-fi and African mythology. So I'm wondering what how does that define itself? And I think Afropunk actually does have like a thematic symbolism too. Wakanda is supposed to be like this. What is it? It's like wish fulfillment, but as like a people, as like a race, I guess, or ethnic group. And I think there's something really interesting. Like, what would the African people? What do they need as a story to like push them beyond the oppression that they were put under for however many years, and that's interesting to me. But then there's also like one that was like sandal punk, or it's even hard for me to tell if it's different, because like at one point it was like, okay, sandal punk is like sword and shield, like. But in a modern day or like even a futuristic world where for some reason there's no guns, there's just like bows and arrows and swords. Maybe that's probably like the thing you can create in that story. But also I've heard it's like it's like desert themed. It's like Middle Eastern themed, and I think those could also be like glued together in like Afro punk could be. There needs to be some kind of like wider moniker, like nation punk, or it's like nation punk, and then a subgenre is Afro punk, Hispanic punk, what's it, mezzo punk, where it's like that's like South American ancient tribes prior to their what's it called, the conquering, prior to the conquistadors and the colonial oppression. So that would be like a similar genre that's like, like they're based basically off of a nation, but also being blended with like sci-fi and fantasy, just like Afropunk is. But they all have like their own like slight tweaks to it, because like the plight of the like African nations is not the same plight as South American. They're similar, and they both suffered at the hands of colonialism. But I think each one could have like their unique properties that just decipher them. But they're similar enough that I think it would be just easy to like meld them together, instead of being like Afropunk is clearly different from Mesoamerican punk, and they're so different that they need an entire like genre away from them. One that was really hard for me to understand was even like biopunk, or one that I think is like just not a genre or should not be a separation is gothic punk. I think that should just be gothic. Like you can call it gothic blank, because if it's like The Crow, if it's like a noir story but it's gothic, it's very clearly visually gothic, then you could just call it gothic noir. It doesn't necessarily need to be gothic punk. There's nothing inherent to the technology or like the thematics that I think are, or well, the theme is gothic, but then like the setting is just regular modern day. It doesn't, and it's not like modern day in a way that doesn't make any sense. Like steampunk is like people are modern despite have modern technology, but only using steam technology. Gothic is like it's modern technology, but there's nothing stopping it from being modern technology. There's no Fallout, the cathodes weren't like, or microchips were never invented in Fallout, so that's why everything's still like big clunky technology. Like that's what I think is one of like the weird things, that like in most of the punk genres there is that technological separation. Like cyberpunk, it's so technologically advanced that you don't even know who you are as a human being. It's transhumanist. But I feel like some of the genres that they make up, like castlepunk, that like I was mentioning earlier, don't have any kind of like clear divider between them. Even Afropunk is like, Wakanda is like a nation that doesn't exist, and it's like, what could it be in this like fantasy or sci-fi world if it had never been oppressed, or if it had never been enslaved by like America, and I guess other nation, but USA is the one that everybody's gonna point to, without getting bogged down into specifics. I'm just erasing sections and not even thinking. Ooh, maybe I need to get more organized, because I feel like I'm losing track. Okay, everything looks clean from that one. This section needs to get cleaned down. Okay. Gothic punk, I think, is just gothic, personally. I would even say like gothic noir makes more sense to me, because that's what like a lot of the themes were when it was described in like both of the videos I watched. What's it called? Solar punk? I think that's what it was called. Solar punk even makes more sense to me, because there's like a thematic thing to it too, where it's like it's fantasy in a way that benefits nature. Like a lot of the stories are communist or like commune based, where like it's like the overall theme is how to work within nature and with each other. So solar punk makes a lot of sense to me. But I'm just saying, like, some of these genres just didn't make any sense. I'm trying to think of like other examples that don't make any sense, and I wish there was like an explanation, or like a better description, or just like a better, like, I wish there was like an internet like PDF, like a PDF that's just shared around on the internet, where it's like, here's all of the punk genres, and here's like subgenres within each one. Like I was mentioning earlier, like Afropunk could be a subgenre of like nation punk, or one that really bothered me was like myth punk and elven punk. Because to me, I know that elves are like a mythical race. They're like, they come from actual lore, like Norse mythology. I don't remember which one, but it might be like Germanic. So like it confuses me when that is technically different from myth punk, where, you know, like a world where, you know, myths exist. I guess like the Three Bears, or, you know, Greek mythology. You know, that's what just like, where's the division there? Like, I think they even explained it in one of the videos that like one is where you're isekai'd into the mythical world, and one is where the mythical world is isekai'd into the real world. And that just like, I agree that myth punk kind of makes sense. I'm picturing like Hellboy, you know, like there's all these stories that like and myths that just exist within the real world, and I think that makes a lot of sense actually. Like Hellboy actually is a world where, you know, like the Crooked Man, like that little rhyme is actually like a real horrifying being, like a crooked man, or like the steel-toed jumper or something like that, like spring-toed Jack and stuff like that. Those like little rhymes are actual like beings that exist within the real world. You know, like there's cars, there's phones, there's like the FBI, but then also there's like a supernatural world that exists under it. Like in the movies, there's like that really cool bridge. Underneath the bridge there's trolls, but it's actually like a portal to like an elf dimension. And even in that movie there's elves. There's like an elven race. So it's like, that's why I think like myth and elven punk just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't even know if like calling it like mythical punk makes sense to me either. So like that's why it's just like, I wish there was like a much better, well-defined explanation of all these different genres. It's because some are just obvious and some just aren't. And like I don't want to be like too much of a nerd about it, because, you know, like like I don't want to be like, okay, I say that this doesn't make sense, so now we have to like all come together and make a better plan, because, you know, like, who am I? But, you know, I just wish the definitions like I think it would be more fun and more productive if we did. Oops. And that's just me getting into like a rabbit hole of just like, I like all these little punk stories, like all these little genres. Like Apocalypse was one that just drove me nuts, because, you know, what is Apocalypse? what is that? Apocalypse stories? You can just call it dystopian. Like dystopian is a genre as well, or it might not even be a genre. It's just like a description. So like, why even call it punk at that point? And I think also like one of the important parts of like calling it a punk anything is that it does have like a radicalism to it. You know, like there's a punk. What's the word? What am I saying? There's a punk. There's an underlying punk. Sorry, I can't find the word. Motivation. It's not the word I'm thinking of, but that I think it kind of is explaining what I'm trying to say. What is it? It's like the word for like a belief system. Anyways, attitude, I guess. There's like a punk attitude, like Cyberpunk the games have like a punkish attitude to it, where like there's a rebelling against the corporate system, you know, like because they're the corporate overlords, and that has a lot of relatability to like Cyberpunk. You know, like if businesses own, you know, you as a product, you know, like how do you fight against a system that like owns human being as a concept? And then, you know, like Afropunk, like I explained earlier, is like rebelling against like the system colonialism in this like written fantasy story. You know, like there's a punkish attitude of like fighting back against a colonial oppression through storytelling. And same with Mesoamerican punk that I mentioned earlier. So I think that should also be considered whenever these like punk genres are made. It's like, sure, you can make, even when you can make like clear definitions and clear separation between the genres, it's like, why call it punk at that point? Why did not just call it, you know, fantasy? You know, why not just call it gothic, like I mentioned earlier? I mean, gothic is like obviously like they have like punk roots and punk ties. But you know, like I think the issue with that is like it doesn't rebel against the system that it's created within. Like The Crow, I don't know if there's like anything that it's rebelling against. It really is just like an angry story about an angry dark world. It's almost like the story fits within the world and it fits in a flowing way. Like they fit together. It's like a nasty person exists within a nasty world, or you know, like a nasty story happens in a nasty world. So I don't know. Maybe somebody could make a better argument that I wouldn't be able to stand against, but because you know I'm just yapping to myself right now. But yeah, that's why I have like an issue with the idea of like gothic punk, or I even remember dread punk is one, which is like Bloodborne in a Victorian world, which is like, again, I think you can just call it gothic horror, gothic Victorian, gothic steampunk. Like gothic itself is also like a genre. I mean, really, it's just like an attitude. It's like a philosophy, even. It's like a nihilistic outlook. Granted, like I want more of these. Like I think they're fun. They're like fun little worlds, fun little exercises, fun little everything. I just, you know, I think it's more fun when the rules are like clearly defined in a way that's like can be more productive, you know, so more people could more clearly see the rules and then how to break those rules, expand those rules, you know, like that's my thing. Like I think whenever I challenge myself, if I have like a well-defined system, then I can see, okay, here's what I can do within those rules. And I struggle when I feel like there's no rules, like Minecraft. It's like it's completely limitless. So then I kind of just like I get bored after a little while because there's no real system that I feel like there's that I have to work within. But whenever there's like a more clearly defined system, I feel like I have more creativity and more like inspiration to work within that system. If that makes any sense. These bricks are looking crazy. The only one that's like noticeably as big is this layer right here is really fat. Maybe we can tweak it whenever we actually draw the lines on there. But yeah, that was like a fun little topic that I like looking up videos at, even though like it kind of annoyed me. Like dungeon punk. Like, come on, man. How is that different from castle punk? And why is that not just fantasy? Again, like I think they're skipping the fact that punk means something in punk, in like cyberpunk. Cyberspunk. Sorry. I'm sorry. But they're skipping that punk part, and they're just like forgetting like we can just call it a dungeon genre. Like we can just call it a fantasy genre, dungeon fantasy. You know, like other genres exist aside. Other terminology for genres exist outside of punk. At least that's what I think. Then, you know, like probably like the people who actually first devised the cyberpunk terminology is gonna like turn around from the corner and just be like, hey, you're wrong. And I'm like, okay, you're right. I don't know what I was thinking. Like the person who made the cyberpunk genre is gonna be like, hey, I made this terminology and you don't understand anything you're talking about. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I don't. Okay, I think the top half is done. Ooh, that's not right. Uh-oh. I see a little skip. Nope. I'm surprised I haven't messed up more often. Like, I think that was like one of the first blocks that I actually like completely got wrong. and didn't like immediately catch myself. Biopunk was another one that was like really fun. Like Prey, was that the name of the game? Prey? No, it's not Prey. Predator. That's funny. Hold on, wait a second. Was the game called Predator? Nope. What was that game? I know it wasn't Prey, because like Prey was like an entirely different game. Is Prey Biopunk? We're not gonna think about it. Biopunk game. I'm just gonna look that up. What's going on? Why is it not letting me type? Hello, Google. What are you doing? Now you're letting me. I freaking. Bleh. Game. Prototype. That's what it was. Okay. High on life, I guess, because they have weapons that talk, and I'm guessing there's like themes regarding that. What would be the punk in Biopunk? Biopunk was also like a hard one for me to picture at first, but then when they came up with more examples, I kind of saw what they were going on. I guess it's when I think one of the better explanations I saw was like, whereas Cyberpunk is kind of resisting against corporations profiting off of, like the idea of humanity. Biopunk is a little bit more like even bigger than that, where it's like, what if the government or some higher being was able to play with like the rules of humanity, like like an alien race takes control of humanity, and they're like, hey, how about all humans now look like this? Like what if they like morph them into like their preferred cattle, I guess. And it's like, what if like something way bigger than like a corporation is in control? And I guess it can like mix a little bit here and there, but I think that's generally what you find in a lot of like Biopunk stories. Like the one that I'm thinking of is All Tomorrows, where like an alien godlike beings just decide to like play around with humanity and punish them and turn them into like all these warped versions of human beings, that like one that's like elevate and make a human shaped like a giraffe, a human that's like basically a wall that still feels and thinks and is aware that it's a wall and can't move its limbs anymore. It gets really like gnarly. Biopunk, which is a little bit different than Cyberpunk, which gets like, it can be gnarly, but it's more like depressing. Like it's more like, you feel lost. Almost like if anybody's watched what is that one like super depressing movie? It's the one with like Jared Leto. Hold on one second. Depressing movie, Jared Leto. Requiem for a Dream. That one's kind of, I think a lot of like cyberpunk stuff makes you feel like whenever you finish that movie, where it's like, like you feel like you're lost in a corporate system, and like that's just how the system and the government is like operated to like make you live. Like there's no humanity anymore. Like it's just whatever those things. Or it can be hopeful, where it's like, you go beyond humanity, or you retain your humanity despite it changing. Like humanity might be different, but at least it's still humanity. Like it looks different. You can change parts of your body, you can change this and that, but like humanity is still there in a way. So, it can go Requiem for a Dream, or it can go, something really hopeful. Biopunk, less so. I don't think there's like a happy ending to Bio. Oh wait, All of Tomorrow's does, I think, actually, which is funny, because All of Tomorrow's is like really, 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 really like hopeless until like the very end, where it's like, what happens? I think humans eventually take back control of their own like humanity, and they all unite as like one human being conglomerate. I think they're basically like extinct. Human beings are no longer like man anymore. but they still like work together as like one unit of like many different alien species that used to be human beings. So it's kind of hopeful. So I guess Biopunk can have hopeful endings, but it is weird. You know, like it's very like, I remember what's his name, Alt Shift X. He had like an overview of the book, and it is just really depressing. I don't recommend those kind of stories if you're not like built for very just like depressing literature. And it's more like thought experiments too. Like it's just like, hey, what would happen if like man was morphed into like a mole being, and then like the only way to reproduce was like tiny little secondary males, you know, like they're, you know, the women are huge little beings that live in the ground, and the men are tiny little creatures that have to like crawl into them. It's like a really weird, warped book based around like the understanding of different real world creatures. Like I was just watching a video about like the way that different creatures breed, and it is super weird. Like, you know, barbed genitals and just like all this other stuff where like it's just weird. Like thank God human beings are the way we are. Like it's brutal in its own way, but like at least we don't have like barbed members, and that wasn't like the standard. Or like hyenas where they have like pseudo schlongs. Oh god. Or like snails, apparently they like have daggers and they like stab each other over and over again, and then they both end up pregnant, like both, because they have like both male and female genitals. They both end up getting pregnant after stabbing each other several times. It's weird. And I think the horror of like of all tomorrows is like witnessing human beings like us slowly get morphed into those as like playthings of higher being aliens. Was that my voice? No, okay. Sorry, it's the music that just confused the crap out of me. I just realized I didn't have Twitch open on my end. Give me a second. Okay, that's back open. All right. Let me see. Okay. Okay, so this is what it was all for. Okay. I'm exhausted. That took a long time. Come on. Down. Oh, I think it's this one. Yeah. Is that the right layer? No, it is not. Let's do a little bit more just to see how it looks. I think I'm going to do this on a separate layer and then just like make it an overlay. Because what we need is more layers. As you can see by the orange bar at the bottom telling me that we are getting to a file too big. Yeah, that's working. I like that. All right, I'm gonna undo all that though. Oop, not that. Whoa. Right there. Just didn't turn this off. I'm gonna make it like a pencil layer. Make it real thin. Make it a multiply, make it like an 60%. Could I use the pen actually? I really want this to be light. Just like that. On the wrong layer. Okay, now we got it. Hold on, do I want to do that? I don't know. I think we're gonna not do that actually. Because I want to just like focus on it being kind of just like painted in. Okay, so I'm wondering, could I maybe just add some like off tones? Oops, that's the wrong brush. Yeah, so like just some areas where it's a little bit darker. Maybe just one where it's like a little more tan. How's that looking from far? I wonder if I just need to make this line this darker. Hang on a second. I'm theory crafting. Multiplying. Then add an erase layer. Just specific like cutout areas. Why is that not an erase? There we go. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, then we're gonna get back to this because I like this idea. I'm not gonna go too crazy with it though. It's like just bricks here and there. Trying to place it in a place that doesn't feel too convenient. Yes, it's perfect. No, just me being a little silly, I guess. Does that add much? No, not really, but something about it just feels nice. Just like real light though, just like just a little bit of discoloration to some of the blocks, so it feels a little bit less even. And I think whenever I like merge a lot of layers together, then we're gonna start to be able to like push and pull a lot of this, because it feels a little too even, a little too well kept. Nope, that's not an eraser. Okay. Is this the right color? No, that's not the right color. That's the right color. Okay. Where's all these highlights? I think it's just reversed, maybe. Hold on, wait. It's part of it. I want to turn that off. Hang on, I want to check. Are these just like eraser points? Yeah, okay, so it's just erase sections. I can see it on the overlay. Okay, I'm gonna keep working. Man, it's hard. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna fill that in. So I'm gonna do like another layer. And then this is gonna be like the highlights layer. Instead of having like erased sections, I'm gonna have it on the like a painted section. And then we can more tweak that a little bit more properly. Is it just, yeah, it's like little cups. Haven't exactly decided what it's gonna be, but it's fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna trace this section too, because I'm gonna erase these out as well. fill it in again because I went a little bit too far. I'm gonna keep this mostly as a guide for now, where I had some of these lines. And then we're gonna like work in sections. We're gonna work from the shadowed areas, and then work towards the lighter areas. First, we're gonna start with shadows. Oop, that's not what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do. And just fill in these a little bit more. The roof, we're gonna worry about later. Okay. Nice, gloomy, dark color. I kind of almost want to make it an even darker color too. Like, what if I can do Control E, Control E? I'm gonna do anything. Control C, Control E. There we go. Where's the liner? I want that to be the Oh, they are above it. I don't know why it's not showing up very well. Trying to think of like a gloomy color. Like, how dark do we want it to go? Let me pull up Omar too. I mean, that might help me kind of like get where I'm going. Because I do want like an overwhelming presence of like darkness. Ooh, that sounded way edgy. Like this feels way too bright and cheery. Like still, like I want like a dark, gloomy gray texture color. I think right around there, just like 50%. Can I merge these? Is that gonna ruin everything? Yes, it does. Wait, what if I make them normal? Then combine them. Normal. Merge layer below. Oh my goodness, what am I doing? Okay, no, that's terrible. Okay. I'm gonna... No. Man, that sucks. I really don't know how to, like... Oh, I just realized the issue there. I clicked the wrong one. It's supposed to be the transparent lines. Ignore me, I'm trying to test something. Yeah, that's working. Hold on. Hang on, I'm gonna take a screenshot, see if I can compare the two. Then I'm gonna turn these off, put this back on, and then compare the two. Yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna just show you. it doing it? Oh. Yeah, it's freezing though. I might need to make sure I turn it back on. Ooh. Oh, I'll put it in the wrong place. This is supposed to go up, huh? Higher. There we go. So yeah, you can see it's a lot. It's almost the exact same level of like darkness. It might just be a little bit darker than it was originally, but we can just tweak it. Yeah, you can see like this. These colors are almost the same. They're just a little bit darker, and we can just tweak that. And then let me save real quick. This is a very rough way to do it, but basically I just combine the two layers without having to worry about whether or not they're the exact same color. So made an even darker layer, and now we can just tweak it to how we need. A lot wider of a range, basically. Still feels too bright here. I think right there. This is too dark. Are the shadows above it? Yeah, this should be above it. This is still like a red color, right? Yeah. And you find the right balance of that too. You're like right there, right there. Okay. And then there's the highlight. Wait, what's that? Where's the highlight? That's the highlight. Okay. Okay. Now we're all there. All right. Okay, now that we have that settled, let me turn that little tool off. And then we're gonna get back to here. Where's my palette? I'm gonna choose my red. Is this the right one? There we go. Now we're back in. Okay. back up. Get a little stretch in. Oh. Okay. Oop, that's an eraser.
The easiest way to get into the meditative state is to begin by listening.
Man, this is tough. I think I'm figuring something out. So I think what I'm missing is that there needs to be a separation between the soft shadows and then the hard shadows. So I think instead maybe having, where is it? Or where was it? Just this, maybe we should have like one last one on top of it. We can multiply 80%. And then this one could be like a general like shading. So let's just coat the entire thing just for fun. Just for a wacky fun. And then really die down, really die down. There we go. That actually does add a lot, I think. Then I have to fix this, I think. Let's see. And defining where the hard shadows is going to be tough. Because it feels like everywhere at this point, but I know that's not right. What in the world? Forgot about that section. There we go. There we go. Okay. Gonna say real quick. Wait. Pop my knuckles. Sip some coffee. So I barely know what I'm doing. But boy, am I trying. So I think what I'm doing is I'm trying to make like some hard divisions between sections that have always been there. Like I've always worked that way. You know, like they always existed there. It's just like the way I've been drawing them out is different now. So what I'm trying to do is like just separate them out a little bit more harshly, and then on a different layer do a lot of the like the soft layering, like the soft shading. And then I could use a straight line tool for this, but I think I like it better whenever I'm actually like hand doing this part. Because again, I like it being a little bit more hand drawn and rough. There we go. And I just need to thin this one down too. There we go. There we go. It's nice little divisions everywhere. The only ones that I'm keeping right now are the ones on the very top of the roof because I kind of just like how this looks already. Does it make any sense? Not really, but it's fun. I like it. And then the door I think is actually like really well done. Like I think that's almost like final what we're gonna keep. Okay. And then this is the last little mid-tone section, basically. Oh, that's not mid-tone. Actually, before I do that, I just remembered. There's sections I'm missing on here already again. Okay. Then let's not forget this section here. That's not an eraser. There we go. There we go. So this mid-tone. Ooh, I feel like my eyes have been staring too long at this piece. I'm gonna spend a little bit of time trying to detail this out. Let me just do a few little things real quick. Just trim this off real quick just because this is bothering me. And then this has been bothering me too. And just some things that I'm gonna do is just I'm gonna remove the brick texture from these little lines because these are more just like overlay pieces. I forgot what it's called. The little like corner pieces that you have on doorways and windows. Let me look that up. Molding. Yeah, crown molding. Yeah. So these are gonna be like little crown molding, so they're gonna be separate from the brick texture. So I'm gonna try to include like a little erasing. I'm gonna do that now before I forget actually. Let me just find the erasers or the brick section. I think this is it. Yeah. That's not, yeah, it's gotta be right there. And then on these here too. Just before I forget. Any other sections where that's really important? I think that's the only ones that are real. Oh, I guess these planters too. I guess. And these little big things here, but these are also just like decorative little nothings. I guess you could put like candles on it too. I might put a candle. We'll see. We'll see how things shake out. Okay. All right, and then yeah, let's see. Yeah, we made a lot of changes since this picture. All right. So I think the only other thing I'm gonna get done for today's stream is just like some more of the decoration on the walls or on this doorway. I think we're gonna finish the doorway, and that's probably gonna be it for the stream. I also want to tweak the lighting just a bit. I think the glow on his eye has just been like not bothering me, but it's just something that's been on my mind. All right, so I just want to do like a little decorative pattern just on here. Do I have it on here kind of laid out? A little bit, nothing too crazy. I mean, generally I just want shapes that are looking, you know, like some kind of you know, like a biblical tale, you know, maybe like the three kings and that kind of thing. Is it three kings in Catholic stories? Because I know Catholic has like differences, obviously, but I don't know if, I think it still carries over. Like, hold on, three kings Catholic. Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, they still celebrate that and talk about that. Three Kings Day. Yeah. Yep, the three wise men, I guess. I'm gonna fill this in. I'm gonna try to do like a We Three Kings kind of motif. Nothing too detailed. You'll see where I'm going with it. Some kind of like gilding or some kind of like decorative pattern on the borders of it. I'm gonna do like 3 figures kind of huddled. I'm gonna do like the manger here. Ooh, I wonder if I could do like a cane motif on the top. Anyways, sorry, I got distracted really fast. I'm gonna give Mary like a prominent position here. Maybe even put like a little glow around her. Little glow around Jesus. And then who even knows about Joseph? And maybe some animals here. I'm gonna try to like have like clear 3 like silhouettes of like men. Yeah, let's keep that into context. I forgot how like small this is gonna be. Just the impression, just like the people in the stands, like they just gotta be detailed enough. You can like tell like general pose and stuff like that. That's 1. There we go. That's 2. I'm gonna fill this in and then just dig it out. Sculpt it out, I guess, is the proper term. That's nice. Yeah, that works out nice. I kind of went a little too hard on that one. I apologize. All right. Then we're gonna have the big like little stand for like the manger, or not the manger. The they're in a barn, so like just like a little column. Sport beam. You know Joseph. I don't know if how like deified Joseph is in Catholicism. Catholicism. Blah. Catholicism, Catholics. Joseph. He's a saint? Oh. Is it the same one? First century, oh my goodness. Joseph. Yeah, he was married to the mother of Jesus, legal father to Jesus. I think I just said something wrong and I don't know what I just said. I kind of said it too fast before, so I don't even know what I said. There's the manger, the titular Jesus. I don't know if you heard of him. Kind of a swell guy, if you ask me. Seems like a really chill dude. Apologies for the what's the word? What's the word whenever it's like you're talking about something holy and you're not giving it the veneration it needs? Blasphemy. This is Jesus. Baby Jesus. Additionally, there's going to be like a layer of highlight for just like some sections, so let's go ahead and basically just like a little dusting of like just to help parts stand out. Just an example of what we're going to be doing later. Going back to the darker layer. I'm definitely going to have to remember to name these because I'm guaranteed to forget. Okay. So Joseph. He's bald in the pictures, so I'm just going to work with that. Oh, wrong color. There we go. He's got an egg head. Sorry, Joseph. Now, there's one thing I know about Catholics is that they love Maria. Mary, whoops. I'm thinking of Santa Maria. So let's try to get her, like, kind of cool. She's taller than Joseph. I don't really care. Joseph can be a little bit shorter. She's just like wrapped up in cloth. Then I'll do like the little shine on her to like show that she's like someone important. Where's the white light? That's the one. What's going on? Why is it not doing anything? What's happening? I'm on the wrong layer. Yeah, there we go. I promise you none of the other ones are going to be this detailed. I think the only other one is maybe like a Cain and Abel allegory up top. I might go a little crazy on that one. The rest of them are going to be just like blobbish figures, just kind of like somewhat vaguely resembling humans. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. What is happening? Stop doing that. Then the rest is just going to be farm animals, so just something that vaguely looks like an animal will be good. So just fill up this little gap. I think, and that's as far as we need to go. We can have like a clean little, just like that. You have like the mule. Have another head, have another head. That's about it. Not that the mule has more than one head, just the other animals who are watching. You can say like a lamb. There might actually be like a whole list of like animals that were there, but we're not paying attention to that right now. Then I'm gonna do like hay. Just to fill in this little gap here. There we go. We have a nativity scene. Hallowed be thy name. Okay. That's not the right color, is it? It's a similar enough color that I'm not gonna redo everything, but yeah, I got the feeling that wasn't right. Oh, that's big. Then I'm just gonna do like random figures. This would be like one of those like Sistine Chapels, like, you know, storytelling things where like there'd be like multiple things going on, and then, you know, each panel would be like something else different happening, almost like a comic book. But what story? I don't know enough church stories to tell you. Something about the saints, I guess. Maybe it's like, you know, Saint Michael and then Saint this and then Saint that. But really, I just need like detailed enough blobs that you can tell like, oh, there's like a picture supposed to be there. But I don't really want it to be as detailed as the nativity scene, which is a much more clear story. Some like you know, theologist nerd would be able to tell me like, oh, actually you're not supposed to put the nativity scene anywhere except for on Christmas. They would never, no church would ever do this and that on a doorway. And then I'd be like, hey, nerd, that's correct. Congratulations. You know your subject well. Hey, you nerd, you actually are reasonable. Listen here, you little baka. Oh, I hated that I did that. Oh, why did I do that? 1 second. Maybe that means the streams have been going on for too long. Imagine if I went for like a 4-hour stream or a 5 or 6 hour stream, I'd be an absolute just terrible human being. All right, and then what does this last one have? Did I do anything special in the last one for the drawing? The last little layer is the one that has like all the really crazy drawings. Let's try doing just simple little shapes. Let's see how that goes. If it looks like too simple and then like uneven, then I think I'm gonna do something else, but we're gonna try it. No, that looks... That was embarrassing. I nearly choked on my own spit for a second there. Looks fine. Looks detailed. Like, it looks like a nice little decorative piece. That's not, like, unevenly detailed. At least in my opinion, it feels right. Might just be, like, me talking myself into be like, no, don't work yourself any harder. Just be okay. Because, like, I know, like, if I actually decided, like, okay, no, let's actually do, like, detailed scenes on each and every one of these squares, like, my brain is just gonna be like, no, please stop. Like, it might be seeing that there's a lot of work ahead, and it's like, no, let's just not do that. Let's just not. Let's save myself some trouble, I think is what is happening in my head. There we go. I think we're pretty much there. At least as far as the doorway. Still a whole lot of bricks and everything else to detail though. Stretch. All right. Then the last thing I wanted to work on before we're finished for today is just work on this little eye glow that has been like untouched for a little while. The golden glow. So this has left pretty rough for a while, kind of like the moonlight, and I think I just want to modify it a little bit to appease me more. Okay. So we can grab like a gold color. Come on. Come on. I wish my hand was a little bit more straight. Ooh, hold on, that was almost it. Ooh, here we go. Man, I cannot find like halfway between these two strokes. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I'm gonna lose my mind. Please. Oh my goodness, that took forever. Oh, that's under the eraser. Okay, I think that's good. Really had to dial it down. And I think even then we could still tweak it a little bit, but I just wanted it to this way more subtle, because it was just like distracting all the time. Like it's just supposed to be like almost like a hint. Like this was almost like I don't know, like a Kai beam or whatever the freaking Piccolo move is. Whenever his like forehead starts glowing, like that's what it looks like. More like psychic wave. Hold on, one second. I don't know why I can't find a better image of it. Hold on, let me just look for a little bit longer. Hang on. Special beam cannon. Come on, one of these. There's so much like art for Dragon Ball Z. How is there not like one just like semi-normal version of it? Let's go with this one. There we go. This is what it looked more like to me. Just like the special beam cannon, wherever he like starts charging his forehead, there's like a golden glow right in the middle of it. That's what it was like a little bit more like to me. Move out of the way. All right. Get rid of that. Bye. We'll probably get rid of this too, but let me just take one last look. So actually, instead of that, let me just first, let's save. Full screen and then save. I'm gonna drop in the most recent version, which was last week's. There we go. That's around the same size. So you can see the difference of the color tone. We're getting closer to that really dark palette that I want. We still have some of these like lighter sections, or hold on, let me actually turn on everything else. Moonlight. Let's also tweak the moonlight. Can we make that into like a, what is color? Nope, color's definitely the wrong one. Color dodge. That's really interesting. Overlay. Nope. Screen is what we had anyways. Linear dodge. Okay, let's keep it like that. We're getting closer and closer to that really dark palette. The details, walls are coming through. We're getting the bricks down. We got a little bit of a fun little bit of like palette change there. So I think we found a good mix of. We needed one for the sharp lines. We might even erase those as we go along. We needed one for the harsh shadows, and then one for the soft shadows. So like especially, I think what was like the real winning combination was right around this section right here. So just having like this smooth section here really helped like me figure out where I wanted to go with the shading. And then the second one on top of it, this mid-tone section is like the final nail in the coffin, where it's darker overall. You get those shadowed pockets, and the blending of the two, the soft and then the harsh, is like the perfect like, you know, level of rendering that I want. The only other thing that I'm missing is that I really want to get rid of how strong these lines are here, separating everything. So let me just turn those off and just see what that looks like. Yeah. We might just keep it on until we can figure out how to separate everything a little bit more, a little better. Maybe just cut out the door, because the door I remember specifically really liking how it turned out. Or maybe just softening it. Maybe just like, let's go this layer. Just making it like a very soft and fade into the background a little bit more. So that way we don't even have to like completely remove it. But we'll see. So is that everything? Yeah, everything's turned on that needs to be turned on. All right, I'm gonna zoom out. Are we zoomed out? Hold on. Okay, yeah, zoomed out. I hit it so many times I forgot what I was doing. Oh, sorry. One last stretch before I'm done. All right, so that's gonna be it for today. We finished. Well, we didn't really finish the pews, but they were already kind of finished. There's like nothing else that I really want to do in this section. I think the only other thing I want to do is maybe add a little bit of a highlight, maybe add a little bit more shadow to the pews, but we're gonna have to just go step by step, because I don't want to like add shadow and then I add shadow to everything else, and then I realize, okay, now everything's just pitch black. Like I want to just slowly get darker and darker and darker until we reach that point. I think as far as the background with the walls, we're like right at the perfect stage. The only thing now is to start adding some of the lighter tones. But first you need to start with those darker sections, and then we can lift up the lighting. I might even turn off this section just to keep things even. It's okay. We'll leave it on. It's fine. But yeah, so we're gonna keep working on the wall. And once we're done with the wall, all we really need is just a little bit more for the pews, a little bit more for the walls to like really blend everything together. And then we're gonna be able to move on to lighting. I think we just need like another 1 or 2 more sessions before we're done with this, depending on how slow it is. If I'm really just like, you know, taking things step by step, then it's gonna be like another 3 streams. I would say 4 is the max. I think I can't do possibly more than 4. Like I don't see that much work ahead of us. Quickest would be 2, but I would say probably 3. I think 2 is only if we really get to knock out the rest of the wall, and then also get to finish up the pews and any other details before we hit the lighting. Then the second stream would be the lighting, and then just final touches, I guess. Final tweaks to the color. We also got to tweak up the palette. Yeah, I see the third session, and then the third session would be like flattening all the layers that I want, just painting over the sections that I need, and then like the last little tweaking of colors and that kind of thing. So we'll get to it when we get to it. So I'm guessing 2 to 3 more streams. But that's gonna be it for today. We got most of the wall done, and we got to a more happy place for me where I can actually like start molding things around, getting the lighting as I want it to. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. I think I've said that like 3 or 4 times. Go check out my Instagram. I have a link down below. It's the same name as my Twitch name. I just posted something today, some D&D artwork that I've been working on for way too long, because I make way too many D&D characters and then never end up playing them. That's not true. I played like half of mine, but it feels like I have way more than I need. That's fine. That's fine. It's a good problem to have, I guess. The character design's always been fun. Oh, sorry, I'm getting a little queasy. All right, so yeah, check out my Instagram. Feel free to give me a like, give me a follow, whichever one you prefer. Just any little bit really just it helps me feel supported, especially because most of these apps don't really feel like they're very friendly to like artists who aren't like super spammy and super pushy. So anything you can give on that, I really appreciate. Feel free to check out my DeviantArt, also linked down below. It's a lot more of my older artwork or artwork that I don't think is good enough to go on the Instagram. If it's like stuff that I didn't really like how it turned out, or just stuff that it's a little bit more extra and not necessarily needed for like a finished, refined post that I usually do on Instagram, which I need to do less of. I need to post a little more often. I apologize, but I am what I am. Check out my YouTube channels. I have 2. So I have a full stream archive. If you just want to watch the entire stream on your own time, you weren't able to catch it live, you can just watch it and put it on in the background, hang out, chill. You can do that. I do also have a second YouTube channel, which is a time-lapse channel, which is all the streams sped up into a 5-minute chunk. So you can watch you can just catch up on your own time, see the progress that I made without as much time to invest. You don't need the whole 2, 3, 4 hours that I usually stream. And then what I like to do is whenever I'm finished with a piece, I do a time-lapse supercut. So it's all the time lapses just compressed together into like a 12 to 15 minute chunk. Those are really satisfying to watch because you get to see the very first details that I add all the way to the final touches. It makes it look like I actually know what I'm doing and I'm a super cool artist, even when I'm definitely not. Like I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just like crossing my fingers hoping this comes together. Like this entire background, I'm just like hoping that it looks decent by the time I'm done. I just need it to look pretty good. I just need. I'm okay with being an 8, a 7, an 8, a 9. Those are okay. I don't need to be a 10 out of 10 artist. But yeah, keep an eye out for those. I also have commission sheet, like a commission sheet down below if you want to take a look at that. I am open to commissions. Whether you want me to draw you a Vampire the Masquerade character, a Dungeons and Dragons character, or even, just an OC you've had lying around, your favorite anime character, your favorite comic book character, just whatever. I always really like working with people to figure out what they want to do and make those characters really come to life. Like, show those big moments of those characters that just make it, like the goofiest goof that you have, the funniest. I just said I just had 2 synonyms. The goofiest goof, the coolest of cool, the strongest of strong, like the fastest of fast. Like I love making those big character moments that happen in D&D sessions or just in comic books that just like really mean something to you. So send me an email, shoot me a message on Instagram. Just take a look at this chart. If you don't understand it, that's fine. We can just go ahead and talk about the pricing. I'm a little bit flexible on that. Just, if your work interests me, then I'm probably gonna like push myself to do it a lot more. So check that out. The last little detail is just try to make sure that it's very clear that you're not a bot. Just don't just say hey or like hi, I saw your streams. Just put in what you're looking for, what you want me to do, something you like about my art, just like some more detail that makes it feel like you're not a bot. Like these websites really suck at finding those people. I get messages every day from like bots and stuff, so whatever you can do to make it a little bit more obvious, and that way I'd actually read your message and not just completely ignore it, because Instagram is a nightmare for that. But if you don't want to go through the trouble of going through an entire commission and you just want to make a quick one-time donation, I do also have a PayPal link down there. Any little bit you can give, I would really appreciate. It just helps me feel like I'm being appreciated, my time is being appreciated, and all the work that I do here. I'm gonna do it no matter what. I just like to be able to hang out and just show people my art. That's always what's been the most important thing to me, to show off and get all the compliments, because my self-esteem is entirely based around what people say about my art. But joking aside, just whatever you could do, I would really appreciate. Whatever you could donate, it would go either towards me one day. I have a dream of being able to full-time just pursue art and not have to worry about a job, but until then, just whatever you could give to help improve the stream, whether that's buying a new camera, buying a new mic setup, buying more space, I don't know. There's always something that I can improve in the setup here, so whatever money I would get to that would be able to buy me more materials, buy me more tools, and just improve the overall stream setup. Like I said, I'll be here no matter what. I'll be here to hang out. Just, you don't have to spend any money on me. I'm not in dire straits or anything like that, but like I said, it just means a lot to any artist to have somebody willing to spend money to support them. It just means the world to them. That's gonna be everything for today. Tuesdays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is always when I'm streaming. Today I got in a little late. Usually give or take 30 minutes is my general rule of thumb of like when I'm gonna start streaming. So if I'm up streaming by like 7:15, then I'm probably not gonna stream for the day. As far as I'm aware, I don't have anything coming up on the next couple Tuesdays, so just keep an eye out. I'll be here. We're gonna keep working on this. Hopefully another 2 or 3 streams before we can call it finished. Aside from that, that's gonna be it for this week. Thank you. Really appreciate you. I hope you guys have